Hey, hey, hey. What up? Nah, just, uh, I was listening to my last live stream, and to be honest with you, I wasn't big on them, you know? So, because I knew what I wanted to do when I went live, and I'd been looking forward to it, so I kind of, um, cut myself short by not doing what I wanted to do. Want to do. Maybe I should share this out on my community page. Maybe I should. I bet you then it would get warmed in here like a bunch of people, wonderful people. That's another thing I wanted to. I don't want to forget this. So I also think a good part of the reason for recovery in health and other, anything, I guess, you know, is having good people in your life too. And I feel like the energy from a lot of people that are around me is really good. So I wanted to thank them for their positive thoughts and for tolerating me. Apparently, I give everybody high blood pressure. I don't know. I'm sorry about that. Perhaps I do and didn't know. So I'll tell you what, when I lost my phone, that was pretty peaceful. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I mean, like, well, I don't know why I'd lie anyway, but what I'm saying is, yeah, it was pretty peaceful. Um, but I really, really wanted to get back on because this book, okay, Foxes, is like an old friend to me, and I feel like it'll be like an old friend to a lot of people. It was written in copyright 1979. And I can tell you who the actors were that played the roles, so that way you could kind of picture them in your mind. But I mean, you can make them whoever you want. But this is the adapt. This is based on the screenplay, but it's a novel by Dewey Graham, Gram. Okay, so in '79 I was 11. In '79 I was 11, and reading this I would have, because the top of it says daring to do it, but it's not really about doing it. It's not. It's more like they're growing up fast. When you're 16 or you're 15 and you want to be 16, you just want to be 16, like be able to drive and stuff. Like, so I mean, at 11 I probably would have been, you know well, I read the book over and over again, let's put it that way, because but in the movie they played, a lot of music, like I remember them playing MacArthur Park. Is that McCarthy Park? If someone left the cake out in the rain, that one. So, but I do think I will share this out on my community page. Okay, I'm back. So I guess I do know it's Friday night, and I don't know. Maybe you guys really do like drama more than you guys know. Maybe you seriously, maybe a lot of people they don't know it, but it's okay because to each their own. Really, in reality, and I'm just gonna sit here and read Foxes by Dewey Graham, and it's from 1979. Takes place in California, around Hollywood, which I feel like kids in Hollywood that grew up in Hollywood or around the area there really grew up fast. They grow up fast because hey, Mr. Rourke, it just seems like I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Alpha Dog with Justin Timberlake. Awesome movie. I mean, totally. If you have never seen the movie Alpha Dog, I would recommend that movie to everyone. Wow, what a great movie. Oh my God, Sharon Stone too. She kicked the role too, and that she was. You couldn't even like the makeup at the. She was really good. It's a true story. It's a true story. Oh my God, it's so good. What are you up to, Mr. Rourke? I was gonna read. Is that boring for you? I know there's a couple of people that are live. Like I think Ollie is, and I don't know who else, but I'm just not. They're not even. It seems like into drama. I'm not into drama tonight. But I've been dying to, you know. Oh, good. Then I'll read to you. Uh, Jeannie is played by Jodie Foster. Yeah, so a 1979 Jodie Foster, and Annie is played by I feel like her name is Cherry Curry. She was Cherry Bomb, like from the lead singer of the Runaways. Joan Jett was the guitarist. A 1979 lead singer of the Runaways. So if you wanted to like look them up and see what they look like, then you can put them into your mind. And Deidre and Madge, you'll just have to imagine because I probably could tell you who played the roles, but if you want to look it up, you can. Yeah, Cherry Curry is Annie. Marilyn Kagan is Madge. I don't know who. I mean, and Candace Stroh is Deidre. Scott Baio is in it. Sally Kellerman, and Randy Quaid. Okay, so you can think about it how you want. And Randy Quaid is not the main father police officer. Okay, I know that nowadays he probably could play it, but then again, isn't he on the run? I think, or something happened to him, something to do with Scientology. I think, but that's just my opinion. My opinion. So it starts with Jodie Foster's character, Jeannie, sat by herself in panties and a yellow t-shirt, cross-legged in the window seat. She murmured, and now it's all become so clear that when I say I love you, dear. Her voice floated out from under a bell of shoulder-length blonde hair. She fell silent and sat for a while without moving, head bent over the spiral notebook. She mumbled again and scribbled another 2 lines. By and by, she lifted her head, drew her blonde hair away from her eyes, and tucked it behind one ear. From her window seat perch, the doll-faced 16-year-old gazed out into the dark. And now it's all become, she whispered, letting her voice trail off. She propped a front tooth on the eraser of her pencil, something that's becoming extinct, pencils, and watched now they're like sign and use your finger. I write like a doctor now. propped a front tooth on the eraser of her pencil, and watched the fronds of a tall, graceful fan palm moving in the night air. You hear anything from Annie? Asked Madge, shuffling in from the bathroom in her pale blue slippers and white terry cloth bathrobe. She flopped down on her back on the small bed and pulled the towel off her damp head. A tangle of silky brown hair spilled out onto the weary, weary, weary. Imagine if I read like that. It's a weeding. Tonight we'll be weeding Foxes by Dewey Wham. You guys aren't going to say anything. I'm just going to go crazy with the wildness. That is the hysterical entertainment. That is SG. Whatever. Whatever. On the weary, once bright yellow. That's right. Nope, Jeannie said, not turning her face from the window. You waiting up for her? Madge's eye. It's not really, but maybe I might make it a little funny. I don't know. It's a good book. It's a really good book. You waiting up for her? Madge's eyes wandered up to the large black and white poster of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers over the bed. She arched her back and mimicked Ginger's pose, sensual and languid. Oh, sure, said Jeannie, meaning no way. She bent her head over her notebook again, without noticing Madge moving in a comic pantomime on the bed. The pretty brunette had slipped off her oversized horn rims and was pretending to hold Fred Astaire in her arms, recreating the dance as she writhed about. Right? Is it right or with? Whatever. Her robe fell away from her body, more full-breasted and womanly than her 16 years would seem to allow. Now remember, I was 11. I didn't even have boobs. So. But I did know who Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire was. Okay. Most definitely. Loved them. I used to watch them with my mother all the time. Because, in the middle of one especially lewd looking gyration, Deidre walked in. Well, teen sex rage is out of control in the valley. You two want to be alone, or can I watch? Deidre spoke with a kind of nasal drone. I probably sound good as her then. Sheriff, he's don't stop. I know. Had a rather world weary pace. She was an ultra thin, ultra sophisticated 15-year-old with beautiful wide set brown eyes and fine, cascading russet hair. Bending over, she pulled cushions into a nest on the floor. The word Rocky, stitched in blue letters, showed across the rear of her red satin boxer shorts. If anybody doesn't know who Rocky is, it's Sylvester Stallone. Don't be gross, said Madge, pulling her robe around her body, embarrassed at her own abandon. Self-consciously, she clutched the robe tightly all the way up to her neck and sat back against the head of the bed. Deidre fussed around like a cat, arranging her nest on the floor. She pulled the cushion off the battered red leather chair, a chair with speakers nailed at ear level to either side of its high back. She scrunched into her lair, pulling a sheet and light blanket over her. You gonna keep the light on? Deidre whined tiredly, shading her eyes. She reached up on the bed, pulled a pillow off, and mashed it over her face for emphasis. A minute, Jeannie said, paying no attention to Deidre's theatrics. She made an erasure in the notebook and added another line. She tucked her chin thoughtfully into the neck of her yellow t-shirt, the bell of strawberry blonde hair tumbling down and hid her fair face from sight again. Now remember, it's Jodie Foster, okay? God, came a whine from Deidre. God, came an answering, even more nasal whine from under the hair. Jeannie continued to scribble. Then she stopped, lifted her head, flipped her hair back, and held the notebook out in front of her, reading to herself. Can we hear it? Asked Deidre. Yes, you are right, Mr. Rourke. Absolutely. That's true. That is true. For sure. For sure. From her window seat perch, Jeannie screwed her face up exaggeratedly, meaning forget it. God, said Deidre, sitting up to take off her beige tank top. She slid off the red satin boxer shorts and her pink panties. It's kind of racy for 11. But I feel like they're too young to be having that even. Well, now, because I'm reading it, I'm like, ooh. But there is a couple of words too. You'll see they're not politically correct. You'll see. It was just a, I don't know, whatever. She had small, elegant breasts, a flat belly, a dancer's round bottom, and colty legs. She wriggled. Imagine if she had horse legs. I cracked myself up. By the way, everybody, this is Foxes by Dewey Graham. Released in 1979. That's her dancing. She wriggled around and stretched lazily as though feeling good in her nakedness, then snuggled back down in her nest. Jeannie reached up and snapped off the small fake Tiffany lamp hanging over her head in the window seat. She stayed launched up. Not launched, sorry. She stayed hunched up. Launched. Yeah, these cheaters are cheating. She stayed hunched up in the niche, looking over her lines again by the pale light spilling in from the street. Well, Deidre said expectantly. Maybe it's something private, said Madge, wanting to preserve the peace. She leaned forward and struggled out of her bathrobe without getting up, then slid modestly. Yeah, I'm okay. What do you mean, am I okay? You gonna be okay? Are you okay? Slid modestly under the sheet. It's another poem about Scott. We heard the last 7,000, said Deidre. Hey, Tanja. Puppy kindergarten. Hi, I'm reading Foxes. I'm only on the 10th page, but it's not even really the 10th page because it didn't start like right away. So there was pages in between. So it's really probably just page 4 or something. Tickles me. My dog tickles me. It'd be fucking weird. So I have to go back and listen in high speed just to catch up though. Tanja. Tanja. What do you mean? Listen right now and get the live experience. I feel better if I know you're there. Those lives yesterday were stressful. Putting the stress away. Let me burp the alphabet 3 times. Nope. Oh, okay. Bet I, A, bet I could put you to sleep. Jodie Foster's in it. You know how we fight over Jodie. All right. Okay, good. So Jeannie was writing a poem. It's another poem about Scott. We heard the last 7,000, said Deidre. Please, Madge said. She looked up to where Jeannie was sitting. You coming to bed? Yeah, Jeannie is Jodie Foster, by the way. Jeannie made another erasure and another fast scribble. She lay back against the window frame and turned so that she was leaning over close to the bed. She read softly. In the middle of the night, when I get scared, I reach for you, but you're not there. And now it's all become so clear that when I say I love you, I don't really. I just don't want to be around. Oh, that ain't it. I was reading the next. Want to be scared. I fucked. I fucked Jodie Foster's poem up. Don't read stoned, kids. I'm calling you guys kids. I'm not really talking to kids like that. The dangers of Mary Jane. Want to be scared, okay? That's gonna be appear in a test later. From the floor. It sounded, but not around it. From the floor, Deidre said, nice and sounded as one time my mother was telling me a story and she fell asleep while she was telling me the story. It was Snow White and I was little. I'm gonna say about 5. Okay. I feel like I was about 5 years old, and my mother was telling the story, Snow White, Seven Dwarfs, and not like we were facing each other or anything, but I knew that she something was up because she said that all the dwarves came home from working, and Snow White had fallen asleep, there, which did she? I think so, right? And and my mother said that the dwarves were looking at her and said, "Oh my, what a big nose she has." And I didn't think that was part of Snow White. I think it's part of Little Red Riding Hood. You guys want to hear a joke about Little Red Riding Hood? All right, come on. This is different kind of readings for you guys. All right. I got to try to bury the fact that I just fucked that poem up of Jodie Foster's, which I'd never do in real life. She could probably smack me or something if she wanted to. If I was in front of her and fucked her poem up, I might let her. If she kissed it better. can, can you guys want to hear a joke? All right. So, Little Red Riding Hood is going through the forest, and uh, this bird comes over and lands on her shoulder and was like, Little Red Riding Hood, don't go any further. The big bad wolf is just around the bend, and he says he's gonna eat you. And she said, "Oh, don't worry about me." So she carries on her way, and this rabbit bounds up, gets her attention, says, "Little Red Riding Hood, don't go any further. The big bad wolf, he's around the bend. He's gonna eat you." And think I might have forgot the rest of the joke. Let me think about it for a second. I think I might have forgot the rest of the joke. Could be something like she's like to the rabbit, no, no, don't worry about it. I'm fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And she turns the corner and the big bad wolf is there and he says, Little Red Riding Hood, you're gonna give me everything that you have in that basket. And she reaches in the basket and she pulls out a gun and she says, Hell no, you're gonna eat me like it says in the story. I fucked it up somewhere along the line though. So don't take my word for it. You could add your own little twist to it if you like. It's basically like the summary for a joke for people if they'd like to elaborate and probably make it funnier. Perhaps put their own little twist on it. I might have already fucked this book up, haven't I? My dog thinks so. I had the best idea ever. Wait till you guys see it. I'm gonna do it. I swear to you guys, I am. But I'm gonna need. Hey, Sparkala. Here I come to save the day. SG is on the way. I'm gonna need a wig that's an afro. You guys don't mind? Not like, black person afro. More along the lines of a painter that you guys know of. It's gonna be good. Sparkla. So, what I'm doing right now, Crime Scene Lily, is reading podcast. What? Yes, I cast from a pod. I cast my fantasies. You guys all have roles. You've all been on the casting of my mind like peas in a pod. Oh, this isn't even, you're listening to this? This isn't the book. It's not book. Sorry. Yes, I am, Sparkle. I'm the only director that doubles as the fluffer. Some people say it's nepotism, but I can give myself the job I want. I'm allowed to wear transparent pantsuits whenever I want. Look how spot on I know. You're like, look it. Look at that spot. Yeah. SG hits the spot. Ooh, I just thought of a new ad campaign for Monistat. If you've got crotch rot, Monistat 7 hits the spot. I got it a lot. It's a good thing I'm not a advertiser. I'm sure it is with a name like Crime Scene Louie. Saint Crime Scene Louie, patron saint of crime scenes, yellow tape, corpses. No, what? Should I not? Was I not supposed to tell anybody that your crime scene Louie? Sparkula, is that your? That sounds kind of girly, like I would think if you were twins, girl and a boy, the girl could be Sparkula and the boy could be Sparky. Are those your twins? Why, yes, they are. Sparky and Sparkula, and then they're masters at the electric slide. And they become linemen. But is that the telephone? Forget it. Electricians. I should get back to the book, huh? God, what if my channel was based on? Based on reading. God, this is terrible, terrible, terrible. Thank you, Spark. Here we go now. You've distracted me enough, Spark a lot. You've got to imagine. Oh, as if I have. You've got to imagine. Oh, lot is we. La la. Double E. I thought it was a Teletubby, but both. And then there was Poe. Is Polo's brother. Poe. And Tinky. Is it Tinky and Winky? No, was it? Yep, that's right. Mo, Larry, Curly, and Joe. Here we go. Remember, this is Jodie Foster. Okay, so I already fucked her poem up, so she's pissed. So she says she's getting in bed with Madge, but not to like, she got to move over Sophia because she's probably overly developed, is what I'm gonna say at 16. Madge obliged to her name Madge, like the lady who was with, you know, oh, you're soaking in it. Remember Madge? She ran the what do you got? beauty parlor and was using, was it Joy or Palm Olive? We were soaking in it. That's right. Get lifted. What does that mean? Get lifted. Get lifted. Ah, but here the joke's on him. He never had one. Talk about searching for something your entire life. Right? That fucker is dumb. Anyhow, his only friends are surviving buzzballs and munching. And that's, Ginny gets into the bed, pulling up her part of the sheet over. After a minute, she turned and reached up and felt around on the window seat, pulled down her notebook, flipped the pages, and speedily printed under her poem the end. In order for you to catch up, you guys are going to have to speed listen because I'm a big whopping, how many pages in? One, two, three, four almost. So obviously it's taken me 37 minutes to read 4 pages. This is why I pre-recorded it, and I was just gonna play you guys a pre-recording. But then I was like, well, that's kind of shitty. No interaction. Of course, people are gonna want to interact. But then I think it's me. I feel like I'm a sweet talker, Betty Crocker, is what it is. There was this lady, right, and her washing machine was broken, and so uh forget it. I forgot the joke already. I know that sweet talker Betty Crocker was in it. And so I'm like, I ain't no fucking Mr. Maytag man. And then and then something like it was so the wife was saying, oh, whatever. It's cute. I don't even think it was sweet talker Betty Crocker. I made that up myself. Woo! I sweet talk my cakes. That's why they're the best cakes ever. You have to talk to everything, encourage it. Even cakes. Yeah, but I don't bake them. I just sweet talk them into, thinking it's okay that I'm going to eat them. Like Twinkies. Those are cakes. And somebody bakes them. Quite lovingly, I might say. I have a box of 16. I bet I could eat them all right on this live stream for you guys. But I'm not going to show it because if I would wanted to do a parody of when, Sharon gives oral to certain foods with my leg behind my head, that would be very like prom like and disgusting, especially if it was Twinkies. When don't ever get that image in your head. Ever, ever. I I am disgusted with myself for planting that disgusting pornographic seed. Don't let it grow. Yeah, literally. Yeah, can I just get through this book without you all interrupting me? Yeah, I can hear what. Oh, I don't know. I don't have anything against her. I don't know if she did or didn't. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you know him like I do, then you know he's got halitosis. Sorry, sorry that you have halitosis. I don't really like that. Oh, according to Nitty's eyes, stink. Stank. Stank. All right. So anyway, thank God my car is a convertible. Artesian well. I have a friend who lost a finger installing artesian well. There you go. Can I get through this? Let's skip that part. They just described the valley. I think it's San Fernando with Laurel Canyon, Lake Ocean, Van Nuys. People are falling asleep. Red light. KFC is going through the window. Okay. Chapter 2. Finally. I know, right? Bam! Chapter 2. Woo! Springing it on you. Slanting sunlight lit the jumble of rock posters. Now remember, this came out in 1979. Right? And Jeannie is played by Jodie Foster. Picture the other two yourself. And then Annie is Cherry Curry from The Runaways. Now, if you go and you look up who they were, then back in 1979, she was, in the band with Joan Jett, was Annie. So she's there now. Slanting sunlight lit the jumble of rock posters, magazine photographs, album covers, feathers, Art Nouveau brass jewelry, macrame hangings, ticket stubs. Remember those? 56 years ago? No, it wasn't. It was 45 years ago. 45 years ago. 56 years ago. Where did you go to school? 45 years ago. I'm 56. I didn't read when I was born. I'm sitting there reading this book as a baby. I come out reading. Oh, yeah, sure, it's me. Try to pass it off on me. Sure, typo. Sounds just like 45. Kidding. This is kidding. Don't you think fruitcakes are gross though? Like, what are they? Those things at Christmas? It's like the dried candied fruit kind of thing. I don't know. I've never eaten one, and I have no intention ever to. Never, 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 never. Here we are. Remember ticket stubs? Okay, that's where we left that. And bumper stickers plastered over all the available wall space in the small square bedroom. Looking down on Jeannie and Madge sleeping in Tinker Toy postures on the bed was a small black and white theater poster of Trilby, I don't know who Trilby is playing the piano. You mean being here for 5 years? Wearing his most severe and satanic mien. Who is that? Trilby. Deidre lay curled up on the floor beneath a 6 foot long, full color poster of the Grateful Dead. Who would want a 6 foot long poster of the Grateful Dead? Trilby's your driver? That kind of is a good name. Because Trilby, I think, is a hat. Isn't it a hat? Trilby is hippies? No, sir. No, really. What is a trilby? Why won't somebody just tell me what a trilby is? Why is it so difficult? Can't. It's not a trilby. It's who, by the way. Somebody who plays piano, I think. And looks mean. The Grateful Dead are hippies, yes, yes. But I had a 6 foot, well, whatever. It was life size poster of John Bon Jovi. Jovi's not a pancake. Is it a pancake? Well, what's a poopa? Poop? That poop? Pupaso? No. Oh my God. I saw it on the side of a Spanish food truck. And I think it looked like it had some kind of round something on it. Bread or something. Grilled. Can anybody tell me what it is? Is it grilled cheese in Spanish? What is it? Please, somebody tell me. Mi casa, su casa. And then you go to French. Then you go to Mexican. I took French. From, I forget her name. I do. I forget her name. And my friend Mike, he sat in front of me, and we had gone to school, together for like years. Okay, Sparkle. All your other 18 quiet friends, they're mutes. It's nice that you take them out to watch the live stream with you, even though they all have no hands to type with. You should train them on how to use a pencil to type with. Thank you, Sparkle. Not my story. You guys can thank Sparkle for that. I'm just kidding. I forgot what I was talking about just then. Gonna have to go back to reading. Sorry. You guys' fault. Whatever. You guys don't seem interested in this. I'm gonna shut it down. I could just shut it all down. Like you all suffer with other people's live streams. How's that sound, fuckers? What do you think about that? SG and the mutants. Not the mutants. The mutes. Fucking, I got mutes singing backup for me. So they're sign languaging, of course. I think we would only appear one time, probably in public, because I'd be mad that they were sign languaging and not really, like, okay, say we were singing "You Really Got a Hold on Me," right? And they're behind me, and I don't know that they're mutes. I took my friend's word, Tangers, that they were good singers, and and they showed up decked out in sequin vests, all matching and shit, like Earth, Wind, and Fire. So why wouldn't I believe her that they were capable of speaking? Why would I think anybody would send me mutes for backup singers? So then they'd have to fool me, because if I was all like, well, I'm gonna want to practice, and they were like, uh wrote me a note that said, trust us, we've practiced, we're well trained, everything's gonna go smooth, because they thought that I knew they were mutes and that it was going to be sign language beside behind me. But what if they really didn't know sign language? Like the episode of Spin City was so funny, where they had the guy who was sign languaging the mayor's speech, but he didn't know sign language. So every time that it was like, you really got a hold on me, they turned their backs to the audience and then put their arms around themselves, looking like they had a hold on themselves, right? What if, oh my God, what if they twerked? Oh, that would be horrible. What if they took their pants off behind me and were twerking with thongs on and I didn't know? That would be horrible. God, where do I come up with these things? How did this go from a reading? But it is fiction. It is fiction, so it kind of fits the topic and the title. So, yeah, I bet you guys want me to listen to something that probably piss me off. Like, like somebody, it was like a commentary by somebody that's fucking ridiculous, telling people to get jobs and stuff when he doesn't have a job and he didn't know what Timberlands are. I mean, he thought he was a singer. He didn't know they were work boots. So he never wore them. He just looked at them and he demanded they sing. Then it'll work out. Kind of like my mute backup singers, right? I don't even know. You guys are the worst crowd on a Friday.